Planet Vero Studio is powered by the Nolan Group of RE/MAX Associated Realty. MyNextHomeFinder.com.
Welcome to Treasure Coast Community Health. We have 8 locations to serve you better. Our staff is dedicated to help you and your family. Here's your host, Vicki Soulé.
Hello there, and welcome to Community Conversations. I'm so happy to be here again this week because every week we look for individuals that would add something of value to our conversations. And most often, I've found in looking back through previous episodes, it is inviting an individual or an agency that is maybe more of a startup than a really well-established Vero or Indian River County institution. And so this week is no exception. I've invited LaDonna Corbin to chat with us because LaDonna has both feet in 2 different arenas every month. And so I thought it would be interesting if we could talk to her about both of those things. And so I want to start by saying thank you for carving out time for us.
Thank you.
I know that in addition to becoming a Rotarian recently, your community service, your interest in the health and welfare, particularly of the Gifford residents, it has been very strong. So you grew up in Vero. Give us a short bio, if you would.
So I was born and raised in Indian River County, 1973. I'm a 73 baby. And I graduated high school in 1992. And I kind of explored different colleges and landed in Planet Roots in Atlanta. 2016, my mom was sick. So I returned back home with my family. And she passed about 30 days of me getting here. Wasn't expected. So I was like, okay, guys, what do we do? Do we repack up and leave? And they was like, nah, Ma, we like the beach. So we're going to stay. So that was it for us. We stayed. And my oldest daughter, she had a business in Atlanta. And when she came here, she's like, oh, Ma, it's kind of hard just getting back on the ground doing what we did in Atlanta. So I said, well, let's start something new here. And she's like, okay, there you go thinking, Mom. So I said, well, let's start a vendor's day. Let's get together a bunch of vendors and just see how it works. So I got on Facebook one night and I posted it and we had about 40 people respond. So I was like, okay, this looks like it's going to be something. And September was our very first one. Press Journal came out and did a little interview for us. And lo and behold, we've been up and running for a year.
Amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. And so I've been out there a couple of times. The pleasant surprise was not just the number of individuals with a lot of handcrafted things, but there's food on site. So you don't have to where am I going to have my lunch? I'm not really done shopping yet. So yeah, home cooked meals.
Yes, home cooked meals. The culture ranges because we have different vendors from different cultures, different nationalities in life. It's not a Black vendors event. The only reason why I did that was to encourage more African Americans to explore their talent. We have a lot of rich, wholesome talent in Gifford community. And so I just did the Black vendors, but all vendors of all walks and all nationalities have been a part of the Vendors Day at the Historic Museum in Gifford. And that was something that was very sentimental to me, too, the location that we have it at. So we get a 2-for-1. Those that know nothing about the Historic Center is able to go in with Miss Johnny Perry into the facility and learn different cultures about Gifford and how that building became so important and significant to us in Gifford. And also bring the people not to drive through 45th Street, but to stop and share a meal with us. When I tell you the treats, you'll gain weight there on a good Saturday.
That is the truth.
Yes.
And a lot of really well done handcrafted items that you wouldn't see anyplace else and very reasonably priced.
Yes.
So that's the first Saturday of each month?
First Saturday of each month, if the weather permits.
Yeah.
Last Saturday was a little doozy, but the vendors was like, no, we're here. And I was like, hey, rain, sleet, or snow, the vendors event must go.
So 10 to 2-ish?
11 to 5. We used to do 10 to 2. Right. But we did do 10 to 2 starting out. But most of the vendors was like, if something happened in the community, because normally if Gifford is such a rooted community and we're very close, a funeral can shut down everything in Gifford.
And it has.
Yes, plenty of times, but we've persevered through that. But in the event of the rain or anything, it was like, it's not long enough. People are just waking up at about 2:00 and we're packing up. So I said, okay, we can extend the time. So extending the time has been something that has been very beneficial to us because the people that sleep in a little bit or people is like, every time I get off from work, you're done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so 5:00 has been working great for us.
That's really good to know. If someone wanted to join you as a vendor, how would they do that?
They'll reach out to me and let me know the information. I have a little short text message I send them just to tell me about what do they contribute to Gifford if they're not even from Gifford. Like, what do you do? How did you get started? Just a little bio of themselves and their information. I add their information onto a list. Once I add them onto the list, that's when that month they'll show up. It's a $25 fee. I don't accept any of the proceeds. It's actually a love offering that we give to the museum because Miss Perry and her husband were paying the light bill and water bill out of pocket.
Ooh,
so to be able to give them that love offering and then to pay the DJ. So pretty much every vendor that signs up, it pays the DJ and it gives the love offering. The remaining go to the Historic Museum.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. So again, I hope that this is the first of many annual trips here to give us a status update on it. It is really nice to see that activity on Saturday and to know that, as you say, you don't have to just drive through 45th. You can stop and talk and exchange pleasantries with people who live there and are part of that vibrant community. Correct.
And we're also building the resources of outside information with the vendors and everything for anybody that has any type of resources for us. We had someone that came out from the waste management that was looking for employees. So they was doing like not an on-site hiring, but giving information on how to fill out applications, where to go to, who to show up for on that Monday morning. Treasure Coast Community Health has always been a partner to the Black Vendors event with coming out and giving information. COVID kind of slowed us down a little bit, but Dr. Rashonda and Dr. Monroe is really looking forward to coming back out again to be able to add that little bit of extra home feeling from Treasure Coast Community Health because we are a community health partner and we're pretty much everywhere. We are boots on the ground with everything and all the information that we can get out. Another Cleveland Hospital attended last Saturday. They came out with a little booth. So we're open to all type of networking resources for free to come out, to educate our community, and to be able to give that little bit of a personal touch. Because it's nothing to say with Gifford to be able to say that, hey, they came out to our community. They care. So that's what we're looking for. And I'd love to see that replicated in a number of different neighborhoods around the community. But it takes a leader. And so I thank you for your leadership. As your daughter said, bright idea, Mom. You're thinking. Yes. So you've set a nice pattern there, and I appreciate that. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back and talk about your real job. Yes. And what a difference you make in that as well. Okay. So stay tuned. All right.
If you want a home that has the style of the coast, come to Sunshine Furniture during the Tommy Bahama and Lexington half-price spring home event. Now until February 28th, you save 50% on all bedroom, dining room, media, office, and occasional furniture with fresh finishes and rich textures made from materials that reflect the essence of coastal living. At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is also filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture from Universal, Hooker, Riverside, Four Seasons, and Capri. We are the outdoor furniture experts and have the largest selection of patio furniture anywhere. Visit Sunshine Furniture now during the Tommy Bahama and Lexington half-price spring home event. All pictures, lamps, and accessories are 50% off. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in Vero Beach, next to Planet Fitness. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com. Also, don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store just across the street.
Recycling plastic bottles, jugs, and containers is a good thing, but thin plastic wrap, plastic shopping bags, and hoses should never be placed in your recycling cart. Why? They get jammed up in the machinery and have to get cut loose. So instead, throw away those hoses in the garbage and bring plastic shopping bags and thin plastic wrap to a collection bin at a local grocery store or to a designated wrap container at one of the 5 customer convenience centers. To learn more about recycling in Indian River County, visit ircrecycles.com.
The new year is underway, and it's time to schedule your annual physical. This quick, comprehensive visit can uncover diabetes, high blood pressure, and even cancer, ultimately saving your life. Treasure Coast Community Health waives Medicare deductibles and offers a sliding fee scale discount, so everyone can afford to take care of their health. We can't fix what we don't know. Let's work together to make a healthier community. Call us today at 772-257-TCCH. We're a nonprofit. And welcome back to Community Conversations. If you're just joining us, my name is Vicki Soule. I'm the CEO of Treasure Coast Community Health, and happy to be able to present weekly different people from around our county that are doing wonderful things. Sometimes they have the wherewithal and resources to be able to advertise, but more often than not, nonprofits are dependent on word of mouth. So happy to be able to spread that word, and I hope that you do the same. This week I've invited LaDonna Corbin, who is our wellness coordinator at Dodgertown Elementary. Now, Dodgertown Elementary, woohoo! And 3 partners beyond the school district have signed a 25-year agreement. Treasure Coast is one of those, the Children's Home Society, Indian River State College, and of course our school district have all made a commitment to not be the flavor of the day, but really dig in and over sustained time, create a warm and welcoming, full service kind of school. And so LaDonna has one of several roles, which I'll let her describe, that produces that wraparound feeling for the teachers and principal there.
So basically, the wellness coordinator is to, if you think about the whole child, and that's physical, mental, anything that encompasses a child being able to be productive in a school day is what I add to that child's life. We do have situations with a pandemic where parents were out of work. Our children were closed in at home. Now that they're back in school, they're trying to find that place of readjustment. So if they suffered during that time with any dental, we have a lot of children that don't have dental connections. So we're able to provide dental connections with Treasure Coast Community Health. We have same-day, sick-day visits. If a child comes to school and they're not feeling well, they're vomiting, maybe they have glassy eyes, we're able to do a 15 or 30-minute window for them to see the pediatrician right in their own community. We have a Treasure Coast Community Health right in Gifford, less than 1 minute up the street. We do a partnership with transportation, which also Treasure Coast Community Health has provided transportation for the partnership. I mean, come on, let's see it now. And we transport the child there. The parent is able to telehealth right in with the doctor, be able to give that added information that's needed for that child. And from there, we take the child back to school, and that child then feels like, I'm taken care of. I am loved. We also provide behavior support services. The district has a contract, but also Treasure Coast Community Health has that partnership, so we're able to see our children in the behavior health side. The behavior health side is increasing in the school system, so we have to be able to provide services for not only the child, but for the family. See, our services just don't start with our students. If they have a student or a brother or sister that's in the high school or in the middle school, as long as they have a sibling at Dodgertown Elementary, we wrap around services for that family. We wrap around as far as mental health, behavior health, food, clothing, extended learning. All of these partnerships work together to complete a whole child and a whole family at Dodgertown Elementary. We have to bat our way through success. And why not catch it in the wellness? A
little Dodgertown pun there.
Yes.
Bat our way to success.
Batting our way to success.
Well, I'll tell you, sometimes I feel like I was born 30 years too soon because when you talk about, they come to school and they've got an upset stomach, I cannot tell you how many times in raising my children, it seemed like I just got to work and I'd hear, your little one's not feeling well, please come and get them. And it's like, oh my gosh, how can I do that? you know. So you allow the parent then to give permission for the transportation and to see the pediatrician, but they aren't cut out of it because we bring them in through telehealth.
Every child at Dodgertown automatically is a part of the community partnership. We do have some parents that can opt out if they choose to, but every child is a part of that community partnership. They are all entitled to the same services. If they need them or not, they're entitled to all the services. So we do have a lot of services that we offer also.
So, you know, some years back there was the debate, you know, school should only be focused on learning, okay? That all the rest of this stuff is parents' responsibility, parental choice and parental acquisition of certain things. So how through the University of Central Florida and the Children's Home Society, is this a new concept?
It's not a new concept. It has been around for a while. It started with Evans Elementary, Evans High School in
Orlando.
In Orlando, correct. Mm-hmm. They started there, so they saw that there was a need for it. So now we've grown over to 22 schools now in the state of Florida. And what you have to think about and remember is a child does not only come to school with a backpack full of books. They come to the school with a backpack full of worries. And just that little simple thing can throw a child off from learning all day long. Now let's go back and broaden it a little bit. If this child is not learning and in a disruptive mode, it does not allow his peers to learn. So then the teacher has to navigate from teaching a whole class to an independent situation. Now she loses the other children too. So if we can identify what's going on with that child in that moment and help that child in that moment, then we're able to allow the teacher, one, to be able to educate his peers, and we be able to handle the situation with the child. So if we can't have the child as a whole healthy child, we can't educate the child.
So the teachers are still there for learning. What you guys are doing is enabling a better learning environment for each individual child and therefore the whole.
Yes.
Okay.
And the teachers have bought in 100%. They understand our goal and what we do, and the referrals, they come in. If they're recognizing early signs of, I've had to move this child's seat 3 times, I think it's something with the vision. From there, we have Treasure Coast Community Health has a vision program to where we can make contact with the parents, get an appointment set for the child, do the observation and the encompass what the eye exam is. Well, it's not an eye exam. It is.
It is. It's a full eye
complete
exam.
Full eye exam for the child, and we go from there. So those are the little things that the teachers are recognizing early. So once we get them and they bought into it, they know what we do, even to the point if they say, hey, my children are getting a little bit hungry at 10 or 11 o'clock. Is there any way you guys can supply us with some snacks? We're able to give them those snacks to capture that moment. Then we figure out other resources of how we can keep more snacks coming in for this teacher. So we set up an account on Amazon, a wish list on Amazon. So we had 3 wish lists filled last week. We don't know who, but they filled a wish list. So we have cookies.
That's where the community part comes in.
Yes, that's the community connection. So we have cookies and juice coming in any day now for these teachers to be able to fulfill their need. Because in all actuality, they need support also. And that's what we're there. We're supporting the entire school, the entire children, and the entire family.
So before we leave that, if someone hearing us on air want to do a donation or see if they could help you with part of the wish list, where exactly would they go?
They would go to Children's Home Society website, and down to the bottom, they'll click a link that says Dodgertown Elementary. They'll go into that link, and it will be able to give them full instructions on how to donate to Dodgertown Elementary. And we also have an Amazon wish list. They can go on to Amazon up on the Children's Home Society and click a button for Dodgertown, and they'll see everything that's on our wish list.
And that's part of the SMILE program too,
yes,
right?
Yes, it is.
So that
correct.
People smarter than I know that if you order through the SMILE program, Amazon puts some pennies towards every dollar you purchase. So that's also a good way to help.
Correct.
If you like doing a lot of Amazon work.
Yeah.
It is handy. I have to admit. So the examples that you have given us in the past, I think the one that sticks with me the most is the little girl who was coming to school with sore feet because her shoes didn't fit her, and being able to replace those
And that morning, it was just out of the blue. The teacher was like, this little girl, her feet has been hurting. She's been walking around kind of in pain. So Gerard, which is our director, Gerard Miller, he jumped up. He was like, okay, we can solve the problem. The teacher gave us the shoe size. We took the little girl 2 pair of shoes, and it was some JoJo. I think it's JoJo Swai. But she's someone famous.
Okay.
And the little girl saw the shoes, and she was like, "Oh my goodness, I've always wanted a pair of these." And he was like, "And they're yours." And her face exploded. She put those shoes on, and that baby danced at recess like it was no dance. And stories like that really are what we're here for.
Yeah.
It wasn't saying that, oh, they couldn't afford the shoes. We don't know what that family was going through at that time, but there was a problem. We solved the problem. The next day, the mom came and she was like, this little girl won't even take these shoes off when she get home. So we see that what we do is valuable. It's needed. And the community support, it was a community partner that gave us the shoes, 2 parents. They're both live in the same community. They donated 129 pair of shoes. We opened the school up with 129 brand new shoes.
That's incredible.
They donated to us.
But I was surprised at how large your enrollment is there. You know, when you pass by on 43rd, you just see the front part of the building and you think, oh, it's just a little elementary school.
Right.
You have over 500 kids there. And it's a huge campus that goes
very
way
beautiful
back.
campus.
Yes.
And if you ever is in the air, if you see an air shot of Dodgertown, it's a baseball.
Ah.
If you look at it an aerial shot, it's a baseball. You could see the baseball shape of the school, but it's a beautiful school. And we always welcome visitors to be able to come out and tour the Community Partnership Hub. We have a parent hub where parents are able to come in. We have our partnership with Indian River State College, so we're getting something together for parents that they don't have their GED. They can come in a safe environment, take the classes there. We're opening up a lot of different programs there for families to feel included in their children's lives, because what better way is to educate the child than educate the parent? So we offer all types of resources. We have a awesome marketplace on campus that we have brand new clothing, gently used clothing. We have food. So parents, if you know, it's nothing hard to say, hey, I get paid Friday, but it's Tuesday and I really don't have enough to kind of get me through the week. We put together boxes. It's anonymous. They pull to the back of the school. We load up that car. And we also have vouchers from the UP Center, the UAP. They gave us vouchers for parents to get cold food. So they're able to use the vouchers to be able to shop at the grocery store. So again, it's that community wraparound service.
Because a hungry child is not focusing on their learning.
It's not a learning child.
Exactly. Yeah. And, you know, it was interesting because we've had some children say, you know, I have a toothache. But when you mentioned the optical, children that can't see well, they're labeled as slow or poor readers. Correct. They've known nothing different. I'm not sure that's proper English. But anyways, you know, for them, that's the way it always has been. So they don't call attention to those things. And that's where, as you say, working together with the teachers, keeping an eye on all the kids, knowing the kids there and what their patterns are, you know, you can see those deviations and do something about them while you're there. So rumor has it, as we wrap up this program, that there are other school principals in the area that are interested in perhaps having your expansion abilities.
They are, and they are working. CHS Children's Home Society is working to see if we can get what they're calling
an affiliate status of some kind.
Yeah, what do we call ours that we would call it? The ones we have on site for our partnership with the getting them on insurance. I just drew a blank again.
The Medicaid marketplace?
Yes. So we're trying to build some type of partnership to where we have one person on campus that kind of acts as a liaison with all of our partnerships. Nice. So once we develop the kind of get through the red tape of how we will be able to do that, that person will be on campus and they'll utilize all the services from the main hub.
Nice.
So it's just one person. You don't have to have all 3 partners. One person acts as all 3 partners on campus, but they navigate everything through the hub at Dodgertown Elementary.
Well, and again, you guys are all, you know, within a couple miles of each other, so the proximity really helps. And I have to say, as we wrap up, when I first heard about the program and went to tour the high school, I was really, really impressed and said, wow, that's what we need. And then heard, as we came back to Indian River County, that it was going to be at an elementary school. And I thought, well, that's really a waste. We really could do wonderful things at the high school. But I've come to realize that starting young in the elementary school, then that gives us and them the tools to keep going on and support it in middle school and in high school.
Correct.
So it's all in your perspective and how open you are to thinking about things differently. So thank you for sharing with us.
Well, thank you for
really
having me.
appreciate it. And so we say goodbye until next week.